Hey YouTube world, and hey to my Neville Nation. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. It is me, Neville Girl, coming to you with another episode that I'm sharing my Law of Assumption Dream Life Journey. Because on this channel, we make our dreams come true. I've claimed that for me, and I am claiming that for you. As many of you know, I found out about Neville Goddard last spring, 2024. Got major life changes, basically results overnight. And now I'll be sharing the rest of my journey as more things unfold and talk about my many experiments with Law of Assumption and the other laws that I discovered about, the processes that I'm currently using, and Neville-related topics in some quantum physics, what's getting results, what are my discoveries, what I'm obsessed about lately. Yes, because I get obsessed about things and I dive in. My ponderments and where and who I'm getting fed great content. Yep. So I will also share what's not working. We keep it real here. I will hold nothing back, and it's all about the sharing. It is. That was my inspiration, because I realized that once I learned what was really working, I realized I threw myself into experiments and I shared with girlfriends, but I want to share with you too, and how I am getting amazing results. Anyway, so let's jump into today's topic, which I am super excited about, because I found out with all my research, with all my enthusiasm and excitement to not only get it right, but live my best life now, my dream life, I realized I have a knack for processing all the information I'm getting out here on YouTube World or wherever else, some books and some other things, and coming up with some great stuff that I've either created my own processes, just my own point of view, my own vantage point, and I want to share them with you because it's working for me. And I want to share how I ended up with this particular topic, which is commanding your morning. And also, I want to share my results. Absolutely, because we are about results. So, Command Your Morning, I'm kind of borrowing this title from something back in the day. I ordered a CD. So this is back in the day. I ordered a CD from this gal. It was more like in the Christian Word of Faith movement kind of thing, if I'm going to say it right. And she had this amazing CD that you could listen to for a while, that it was like an hour's worth. I had an hour-long commute with my SP at the time, where it was commanding your morning. Now, how this peanut butter hits my chocolate is with the Law of Assumption community is what I was learning and discovering, if you've been following me along from last year, is the power of I am and how powerful our words are. And I always knew that our words are so important. They are, and I think we all hear it, we know it, but I really threw myself into everything, like almost like not even delusional. Let's go the next layer in. I became unhinged because I loved all my results, but I wanted to just really command my life, command my morning. If I have an understanding that we are in a 3D matrix, it's like a simulation video game, then oh my gosh. So I'm going to use these processes and principles, and I made this my own. So this is how I came up with commanding my morning. So anyway, with commanding your morning, it doesn't have to be morning. No, I call it that because I do it in the morning when I'm still commuting to my office, since I did not move yet, but it's coming up. But it's when I understood the power of I am, because I have one girlfriend that I took Law of Attraction classes with. We both became a life coach, and she knows that I have this like thing inside of me that I just have to dive in and explore and dissect. So anyway, I started letting her know, I'm like, hey, I'm really digging some channels, they're discussing the power of I am, and I always knew it's important to watch your words, watch what you're saying. I don't want to make people paranoid, but like I realized from last year, I wanted to learn, like, especially with working on my self-concept, which we're going to do another video on that. I didn't want to speak words that weren't true for me and who I am assuming to be in my now. So I got a hold of that. I recommend you do too, and we'll be talking lots about that. So I got a hold of what I was saying, and then I just thought, you know, in the morning, I'm just gonna say I am. And I've shared, if you've watched the last couple of videos, you know, some of the people I'm following, and I'm really enjoying a lot of their content, is I am enjoying Be Something Wonderful with Tom Curran. I'm enjoying The Power of I Am. I believe his name is Eric. And those two kind of got me going with this. There's so many other people I follow for all kinds of things, but those two got me thinking about what am I speaking and declaring first thing in the morning. And some other people too, but as I go along, I'll share and give credit where I know that I've gotten something from. So I started writing out on index cards or whatever, like, what do I want to speak about while I'm driving to the office? And at first it was just like super general, like Tom Curran, he'll say like, and I kind of molded my own off of this, but he was like, hey, I am impeccably healthy. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am free. I am beautiful. I am in love, and I am deeply loved. And my life is a dream come true. And then I added, isn't it wonderful? Everything's wonderful. And he didn't say exactly those words, but that was my version. And then is to go on and say, I am whole, healthy, and complete physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then I start adding right now. Right now. We're going to do a video on this right now. Like, I know we've talked about the power of now, and especially Tom Curran, he talks about the power of now. And that one video I posted about all the nows we've had, literally now is a sacred moment. It is the point of creation. That's why it's sacred, and it's now. So I took those things I was saying in the morning, and then I started doing a rampage, if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks. So a rampage would be adding on. So it's kind of like, say, I am impeccably healthy. Well, I am impeccably healthy from head to toe, physically, in every way, shape, and possible. I am a picture of thriving health. I have the most amazing energy to accomplish anything and everything I want and need to accomplish today. It's like every little tidbit where it starts just that basic, where I just wrote it on an index card, I added to it. It's like, I am rich. I am. And so you hear the I am wealthy. Then it goes into I am rich. I am wealthy. I am wealth. I am cash. I am opulence. I am luxury. I am a multimillionaire. It's just adding. So it's write down just your basics. Like I said, I am impeccably healthy. I am rich, or I am wealthy. I like both. I am free, and I get into free. I am free. I am time-wise free. I am free to travel the world. I'm free to travel the world first class and in luxury. I am financially free. I am debt-free. I am free as a bird. It just, do you hear how it escalates? So that's rampaging, okay? So I started doing that. And then I realized I was starting to get some amazing results because my rampages started to have categories. Now, mind you, there is another half to this, and the other half is I absolutely learned a long time ago that I appreciated subliminals, but I love them. And we're going to do a whole episode on this. These are all going to be episodes on vlogging my journey. And so I realized that all those different, we're going to talk about all my favorite channels and what I've taken in, but when you actually have that wiring and refiring in your mind, in your brain, that it meets with your I am statements. And it's kind of like when my girlfriend said, you know, that sounds so great. It sounds like you're getting really good results. But I just don't feel it when I'm saying it. I just don't, I'm saying it. And from what I understand, all you do is have to say it. But it does help if you kind of feel it. Mostly just helps for us. I believe, from all my understandings, that it works. Whether you believe it or not, that's, I think, the most amazing thing about the law of assumption, because when I ran across Neville Goddard, it really started with a thank you prayer. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that it felt good saying it. So again, there's that feeling, but it worked anyway, because I was like, I don't know, I might as well just try it. So I'm just saying is that I think the feeling part is for us. But there is something about subliminals that when you're wiring and refiring and building new neural pathways, which is something that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about a lot, and I'm a big fan of his because he's a lot of similarities to Neville Goddard. It just matches your words and it becomes more powerful. So I started getting in the commanding mode. I started feeling it. And then I will add to this, because this is why I really wanted to do this episode today. I discovered kind of recently the Rosie Life channel. And she said something, and she says a couple things that always just strike me here and there. She shares a lot of stories of successes, but there was two things. One is that she was saying that she had one client who was saying, like, declaring now. It is now. So as I started getting into my, like, I am impeccably healthy, I'm like, I am impeccably healthy now. And like, I'm in my car, which I absolutely love that. I mean, you could do it at home, but there's something about driving and just whatever. So it became like every statement was now. And I have some stories because we're going to talk about what happened after I started doing all this. And then she also said something I love. So Rosie, I hope one of these days we get a chance to meet and chat and have a great law of assumption conversation. She seems awesome, along with so many others. So who knows how this channel will evolve. But one day she was talking, repeating like what she was saying to a client, because she coaches and so on. And that's not my intention at all. I just want to share my journey, share what's working. But she one day just had this, like, gave her client this, like, hell yeah. And then I realized, because especially when you get into subliminals again, there's, and it doesn't have to be that. I've heard this in the law of assumption, law of attraction community too. There's like affirmations. So there's different ways to say your affirmations. But then I realized, I'm like, hell yeah. My bank accounts are so juicy and full. Hell yeah. I'm married to the love of my life. Hell yeah. Everything's always working out for me. Well, you can hear how this escalated, right? And you can see my energy, and that's part of it. The energy escalates. And when one of my girlfriends heard my results, we're going to talk about results, she actually said, hey, could you just like call me and leave this on my voicemail? I'm like, girl, this is like 30-minute commute in the morning. So I don't think I can do that for you. But what I do want to do, and I want to do for you, for me and my girlfriend, is I'm going to do a PDF of a sort, and you can springboard off of it and like fill in the blanks. But I realized there's the now. It's so commanding. It's like, hell yeah, I'm rich now. And the way the story went is that the gal had said that all her dreams, all of her desires, that she was commanding it now. She's not using those words, but I am commanding it now. Express prime shipment delivery to her door now. And it's a very powerful story. Once I get better and I can spend more time on this channel, I will start to pin things, because I want to do that PDF for y'all. So I'm going to explore that. So I promise to get to that, time allowing. I'm working on manifesting many more things I'm commanding into my world now. But anyway, I'm starting to be more regular. I've made some changes. But you hear now and you hear hell yeah. And that vibration that I get personally, I don't know if you feel it, you might just see it in me. It's the hell yeah, I'm amazingly healthy. Hell yeah, I'm rich. Hell yeah, I'm traveling the world. And of course, a lot of these things are already true. But what it's doing is it's not only aligning me and you to that version of us in the multiverse that is having those experiences. It feels really good. You feel the vibration, you feel the energy, and I just feel like that is something that we can do at least in the morning. And sometimes when I've struggled, I've had a day, even though I get many results, sometimes days don't look like how I think they should. And I'll do it in the evening too. You can do anytime, and you mix it up with all the other processes. But today is about commanding your morning. So commanding your morning, I highly recommend it. So it just start off with a simple list of I ams. Like I said, mine is I am impeccably healthy, I am rich, I am wealthy, I am free, I am beautiful. Because like when I go into beautiful, I go into my health, my body, just all the physical attributes that I'm trying to command in. I have an amazing metabolism. I can eat whatever I want and still lose weight. It's like I said, it's a rampage, and we will do more. And I know that I'm not looking to be a life coach, so we'll have to do it through messaging and going live once I have 1,000 subs. So if you're enjoying my content, I ask that you would please like, share, and subscribe, because I will be doing free coaching on that. That's where I want to do the coaching, and just by sharing. But anyway, I do intend to share more about my rampage, my commanding my morning, because I have found it really valuable. So let's talk about the most exciting and important part is results, because that's what we're here for. I think it's always exciting or interesting. Let's put it that way, interesting, to explore and experiment. At least it is for me, because there's nothing to lose. Like when I started this whole journey, things hadn't been going so great. So when I do an experiment, when I throw myself all in, I went in with like, well, I have nothing to lose. It could get better. Let's see what happens. So let me share my list, because I can also share from last year. If you've been following me along, especially, it felt like at some point that almost like the universal mop-up team came in to mop up loose ends. Because now things are always working out for me, always. And that's one of my I ams. But it's just seemed like that. But here's what I've learned is the truth, especially from some of these channels I'm talking about, some of the content, is that I am more consistently aligning to the version of me that has the solution and not the problem. So when I talked about my vehicle, like tire issues and some other things, I would pause, like in the past, where I would have been like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And I'm going to lose time at work. It's going to cost and whatever. No. Isn't it wonderful? Everything is just wonderful. And go back a couple of videos and see more about that. I'm sure I'll talk more about it in the future, because people can relate to car issues. But I started using a blanket affirmation for things. So I would time out. I would suspend my beliefs and my disbeliefs. And I would start to be like, no, like we are master manifestors. We are always manifesting. So if all my manifestations from the past were from worry, then I'm not going to worry anymore. I'm just going to sit there and go, like, what's the very worst that could happen when I just say, isn't it wonderful? Everything is wonderful. And don't freak out. And guess what I discovered? It all works out. It becomes wonderful. So, list of things. And by the way, I am going to be sharing a couple other processes I've come up with so far. They may or may not resonate with you, but like I said, sometimes some things marinate, some content and some regular things. But I really love this one, because I feel like commanding your morning is the version that I do. It is unhinged. You're just like, I don't even care. Like, and that's arguing with the 3D. I'm just saying what is. Just like, God in the Bible, and Neville was really into Bibles. God just spoke and it was. He just said, I am that I am, and so on. And so we have that power within us because we are one with God. And the part of us that is God, the way that Neville would say it, is our wonderful imagination. So things that happened. Number one, my dog. So my dog had some issues that the vet was reporting to me. And I just refused to accept that, because why would I start to believe the 3D if it's old information? So I started claiming she's amazing. She's living her best life now. And when people ask me also details, I just said, oh, she's 6.5 pounds of a bundle of joy. Well, wouldn't you know, when I went to the vet for a checkup, she's doing amazing. There's really no evidence of what she was experiencing before. And this is just for me. I'm not saying to avoid or ignore what your vet says. So please, just anything I just say, it's just what I've done for me. Use it as your gauge. Use your own discretion. But I'm just sharing my point of view and what I decided to experiment with. She was amazing. She's doing so super well. She is... her health is like that of like a dog half her age. And when I used to say 6.5 pounds, a bundle of joy, well, you know what? She always chunks up kind of during the winter. And this winter, you know, so she'd get up to like maybe 7, sometimes 8, which is a lot for her little one. But guess what? This year when I went in, she was 6.5 pounds. Wouldn't you know? Because that's part of my I am. Because there's other ways to use the I am too. I would look at her issue, and I've heard this from other places. I'll have to think about where I got this from and how I started doing it. But I'd be like, no, we're not having this. You do not have that. I'm not accepting this in the 3D. You are perfect, whole, healthy, and complete, and so on. And so I really learned to argue with the 3D. So my dog, which that means a lot to me. I know a lot of you can relate. What else? Okay, so there is a product in my state right now that used to be available to me. I found this product online, half price, which is amazing. I love that I'm a magnet for deals and finding what I want. Well, it became unavailable last fall, you know, but I realized the whole right now thing, and that I wasn't going to accept it. I realized, I was like, why would I accept this from the 3D just like anything else? So I realized that I don't know what's happening with lighting. But anyway, I realized I wasn't going to put up with that. So I started claiming that I had this product right now at the same discount as last summer, loving life and whatever. I can't add more details right now. I don't think it's wise. But anyway, here's the crazy part. So I did the right now thing and I claimed it, and I just got into that vibration. Well, I get to my office, and wouldn't you know, and this has been since July, I literally had, now checking my email, a 20% off coupon for this product, and it was on sale for the same price as July. Like, that's crazy. It just, that blew my mind. Then we have had a few shipping issues, but it's all gotten resolved. It's amazing. I got my product, and my self that had the solution had to get a little creative. But those things didn't appear in my reality until I was claiming the power of now, right now, and not taking anything else as a option. So that was another thing. Like I said, that's about all I can say about that. Okay, another I am. Driving to my office and saying, my bank accounts are bursting full right now. I'm loving having my bank accounts bursting full with thousands or millions of dollars, however you want to say it, right? Well, wouldn't you know, I've had experiences showing up where money expected and unexpected, and that was part of it. It's like I have money showing up expected and unexpected ways, just pouring into my life, just pouring into my wallet, just pouring into my bank account right now. So that started happening. I had some evidence. Like I was actually calling up my girlfriend and saying, hey, you know, I'm checking these boxes. Gift cards. That was another one, because one of the subliminals, or even like one of those like where you listen to affirmations, was about a gift card. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to say this too. because who doesn't love that? And it was recently around my birthday, and I said, oh, I'm just going to say this. Well, wouldn't you know, I manifested almost $500 worth of gift cards. And it just came like that. And I really believe it's me aligning to the version, again, that has that, is having that experience. But it's also, I'm aligning it to it through the power of I am. What else? Okay, things smooth out with my SP. So we'll do SP stuff down the road. But like as anything, there's times where things need to be smoothed out. So things with that, you know, my fridge was always filled with the amazing foods and things, foods and beverages I love. Like I am enjoying having my fridge filled with the most amazing, my favorite foods and beverages. Luxury treatments for things. And some old things got settled that needed to get settled. And it was easy. It was effortless. And that's part of my I am. And this is easy. This is effortless. Things are always working out for me. Things are always rigged in my favor. And I even had something to show up at work, which really surprised me as well. Like at my office, like I'm in upper management, and I had something with an employee that's like one of the sweetest guys that I work with, and something popped up, and that got resolved through I didn't do so much stats because I didn't even see that one coming, but I didn't think I would need it. But I started visualizing in my mind that things were going great, things were going well. And I was just saying, I am everybody's favorite at work. I am always, you know, things are always favorable. And I started picturing in the back of my mind too, that things got ironed out, and they did. Some amazing circumstances popped up to heal that situation, which should have never really happened, but life happens. This person had some interesting assumptions that they grew out of nowhere. So what I love about this journey, and I will talk about our wish list soon, but what I love about this journey is that they're all manifestations. So it doesn't matter if it's your dream car or it's an issue at work. These are all important things. These are things that matter. And so what I've really loved is the fact that I just put my wish list with everything piled in there. And I love that every day something is always working out for me. So anyway, that's enough about that today. Those are just some of the few things I can mention, but things are always working out for me. And I'm here to share how and why they are working out for me with the power of commanding your morning, commanding your day, command your afternoon, your evening. It doesn't really matter. So I do not know where you are in the world today or what you're trying to manifest. I'm just holding this space, knowing and assuming that is already done for you. And so I just hope you're having the most amazing day or evening. And until the next time, bye.